Hey, Castle Rock family. I wanted to do a little family devotional for everybody this evening. And hopefully on every Wednesday night, you can sit down with your family and your kids and talk about the little lesson I'm going to give. So this will be kind of a occurrence each Wednesday night. So hopefully you enjoy it and the kids enjoy it as well. So I want to welcome our Castle Rock family to our family devotional time tonight. And hopefully it will be a blessing to... Whoa. Look what I found. It's a box of supplies. Tons of stuff. And look. Toilet paper. 72 regular rolls. I haven't seen toilet paper in months. Maybe. Hey, I bet if I steal it and take it home, nobody would even know. Nobody would find out. And I would have toilet paper. What do you think, boys and girls? Do you think Mr. Matthew should steal this toilet paper and take it home? Why don't you tell your parents what you think I should do? You think I should take it? Nobody will find out. Or should I just leave it? Because I think somebody brought that toilet paper so we could give it to people who are in need. Whew. This is a hard choice, isn't it? What do you think Mr. Matthew should do? You think I should steal that toilet paper? Or should I leave it so somebody who really needs it can have it? Probably I need to leave it, don't I? Because, the Bible says in Ephesians chapter 4, verse 27 to 28, that it's not good to steal. Look at what it says here in our verses. Let me read it out of my Bible. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 27 to 28. And do not give the devil an opportunity. He who steals must steal no longer, but rather he must labor, performing with his own hands what is good, so that he will have something to share with one who has needs. I think the Bible's really clear that as Christians, we don't just look after ourselves. Stealing would be selfish. It would be self-centered, that I'd only be thinking about myself and what I want, not what everybody else wants. And imagine how the person who brought those supplies in, especially that toilet paper, would feel if the preacher stole the toilet paper. We wouldn't want that. So what do you think would be the best thing to do right now? We're doing a kind of a little supply drive for those in need right now. We could maybe go and get some supplies, or maybe when our parents went out, we could say, hey, bring this back because I want to give it to somebody else. We're supposed to use our hands, and we're supposed to work, not just for ourselves, but we're supposed to work so that we can bless others. That's kind of the nature of Christianity. We really put ourselves second. We go that extra mile. We share what we have, and we work hard. We're good citizens in this country. We follow the rules. We listen to the government so that we can be a blessing. So people know that Christians are people who care about those around them, not selfish, self-centered individuals. So it's really important that we don't steal, but we give back. That's what this verse is talking about. So how do you think right now you could give back? Why don't you think about that a little bit right now? What could you do to give back? Maybe you could help your mom or your dad clean the house some. You're not going to school, and maybe the house gets kind of messy, and maybe it'd be a way to help your your mom and your dad and who else lives with you. Just some of your time. Pick up your room. Clean up the kitchen maybe. Maybe do some quick vacuuming. Maybe you could give back that way. What ways do you think you could give back? There's a lot of things we could do. We could make sure that we focus on our studies so mom and dad can do their work since they're working from home. We could maybe help out with supper. Maybe we could even cook lunch or make our own sandwiches. That might help. When we start thinking about how to give back, really, there's so many unlimited possibilities, so many options. There's so much that we can do to give back to those in need. And so I want you to think about that. How can you give back at this time? And how can you be a blessing to your family? Because a lot of times parents will give and they're working and there's a lot of change. But I want you as young kids and teenagers to think about how you can give back and make a difference. It usually starts with us. You know, it's fascinating that in history, when people are told they have to share everything, sometimes they don't share at all. They keep for themselves because they're worried about having enough. But when we trust God, and we do, God always provides. And so if you go to Matthew chapter 6, he's talking about don't be anxious, don't be worried. God looks after the lilies of the field. He looks at the birds in the air. He says they're taken care of. You know, we may not have the luxuries. We may not be going out to supper. We may not be going to the stores. And maybe some of the food supplies are running a little low. Or we ate all the snacks that we bought for this quarantine in the first 2 nights. And now we're kind of eating canned stuff. And it's not as yummy. It's not as tasty. But we know we're not going to starve. God's going to provide for us food because that's one of the promises he makes for us. That he tells us, if he's looking after all of creation, that the earth is still spinning, the seasons are still changing, the sun's still rising, and the sun's still setting, that we know God is still in control and he's watching out for us. So I want you to think about that, parents, right now. How can you instill some values in your kids about really giving back right now? Not thinking about themselves, not thinking about us. And they're going to look at your example. They're going to see how you are modeling this. Because if they see you very anxious, and if they see that you're very concerned about everything, you don't know what's going to happen, they're going to probably pick up on that. And you're teaching them not to trust God. And so we want to model trust. We want to model how we can trust God. You know, I may only have 2 weeks of toilet paper left in my house, but I know God will provide. I don't need to steal toilet paper from those who need it. I don't need to steal from that because I know God will look after me. And somehow, some way, God will provide the toilet paper. So, hopefully, you like the little family devotional. And we miss you all here at Castle Rock. And I know this is new times for us. And I appreciate you guys tuning in with your kids especially. And we'll try to do this each Wednesday night. So thank you so much for tuning in.